Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you're coming at us from around the world. My name is Kendra Bostic. I am here from Kikori, and I'm part of the Celebrating and Spreading Peace, Kikori Plus P for Peace campaign. And I am so excited to have one of my very close friends and a program coordinator at Big Brothers Big Sisters here with us today, Ellen Greer. Ellen, can you say hello?
Hi, I have a new last name now though.
Oh, yes. That is super, super important. She was my very, very close friend as Ellen Greer, and she is now known to the world as Ellen Daniels. So the wonderful, amazing Ellen Daniels. Can you say hello?
Thank you, Kendra. Hi, I'm happy and excited to be here. I'm so excited about all of your Kokori adventures and your journey. So this is exciting. So thanks for meeting with me today.
Absolutely. I was really, really excited. So I've been excited talking about this project with you over the past couple of years. And one of the most fun things is that you actually do this type of work, experiential education, within Big Brothers Big Sisters. Could you tell us a little bit about like how the organization works?
So Big Brothers Big Sisters, we are a mentoring program. So we match adult volunteers with youth in Chicago, in the greater Chicago area. So we serve all through Cook County. We even serve up to Indiana and southwest suburbs, north suburbs. So we're kind of all over the place. But I specifically am on the site-based mentoring side, which is where we partner a school with a corporation. All of my partners are downtown. All my kids are in the city. So I work with mainly high school students right now, which is great. I love that age group. And they meet with their individual mentors in a group setting twice a month throughout the school year during like a set given time and day. And our hope is that they can continue to meet with the same mentor year after year and really develop that relationship, develop that connection, and meet until they graduate from high school. And so what I do is I'm a program coordinator. So not only am I making the matches of the mentors and the youth, but then I'm also facilitating activities for them to do every time that they meet. I check in with all the volunteers and all of the kids on a regular basis just to see how their relationship is developing, how they're liking the program. We want to make sure that these kids are getting the most out of this program and this mentorship as possible. So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, so I'm always trying to come up with creative activities to do with them. Every session is different. The activities that we do are a big mix of individual matched activities, and then we do a bunch of group stuff as well. So not only are they connecting with their mentor, but also with other kids in the program and other adults that are in the program as well.
Have you been able to see youth change and grow through using these activities with the mentors? Can you tell me a little bit about that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the main change I see in these kids from the start of the program to the end of the program, and maybe after we do a specific activity, is really their confidence. Just they're building their confidence. They're feeling more confident talking about themselves, talking about their dreams, talking to other mentors that they're working with. One activity that I'm thinking of is last year we went rock climbing, which a lot of these students had never done anything like that before, and they were really nervous, kind of afraid to get up there. And with the encouragement of their bigs and their peers, like they did it and just felt so amazing about themselves afterwards. And so it's just kind of small moments like that that continue to add up throughout the year, and then you really see them just feeling more confident in themselves and how they present themselves.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that's really part of the experiential education process, right? Is being in a place where you feel safe to move outside of your comfort zone. And when you do that, that's really where growth can happen. That sounds like absolutely really, really cool. Do you have any favorite littles or favorite bigs um, that you could share about it all?
Yeah, actually, as I was speaking about this rock climbing experience, I started thinking of one of my littles, Diego. When he started the program, he was a freshman in high school. So he was just adjusting to a new school. You know, we know that starting high school, it's completely different from middle school. It's just, you know, you're in a whole new world. But he was also extremely shy, and it wasn't super easy for him to communicate with people that he didn't know. So when I first met with Diego, you know, we really, I had to think a lot about either the type of mentor that would work best with him, or what kind of activities, you know, would be really helpful for him, and talking to him about his goals and what he wanted to get out of this. Like, that was really hard for him to even communicate. But we matched him with a great mentor named Jason. And Jason was able to stay with Diego all 4 years of high school. And Diego just graduated this past spring. And it almost seems like he's a new person when you sit down and talk to him. He is not afraid to be himself, to be goofy, to speak out, to share his ideas, to walk up to, you know, somebody he doesn't know and introduce himself. And Jason and I have just noticed incredible strides that he's made since, you know, since we first met him. So I'd like to think that this program played a role in that. I know that Diego will say that Jason definitely played a role in that. So that's, yeah, he's got to be one of my favorite kids to watch, you know, grow up. So it's been fun, and now he's off to trade school. So he's, you know, he's making moves. He's doing great things, and I think that he and Jason will continue to keep in touch also.
Really cool. Do you have any favorite littles or favorite bigs um, that you could share about it all?
Yeah, actually, as I was speaking about this rock climbing experience, I started thinking of one of my littles, Diego. When he started the program, he was a freshman in high school. So he was just adjusting to a new school. You know, we know that starting high school, it's completely different from middle school. It's just, you know, you're in a whole new world. But he was also extremely shy, and it wasn't super easy for him to communicate with people that he didn't know. So when I first met with Diego, you know, we really, I had to think a lot about either the type of mentor that would work best with him, or what kind of activities, you know, would be really helpful for him, and talking to him about his goals and what he wanted to get out of this. Like, that was really hard for him to even communicate. But we matched him with a great mentor named Jason. And Jason was able to stay with Diego all 4 years of high school. And Diego just graduated this past spring. And it almost seems like he's a new person when you sit down and talk to him. He is not afraid to be himself, to be goofy, to speak out, to share his ideas, to walk up to, you know, somebody he doesn't know and introduce himself. And Jason and I have just noticed incredible strides that he's made since, you know, since we first met him. So I'd like to think that this program played a role in that. I know that Diego will say that Jason definitely played a role in that. So that's, yeah, he's got to be one of my favorite kids to watch, you know, grow up. So it's been fun, and now he's off to trade school. So he's making moves. He's doing great things, and I think that he and Jason will continue to.
One of the most important things that we are doing through these webinars is meeting with people who are working in the field of experiential education and bringing favorite activities to the public so that way other people can incorporate it. We're looking for activities that you could use within your workplace, within your family, within your friends. And I know from working with you and spending time with you over the years that you're extremely creative and have lots of great activities. I was wondering if you could share one of your favorites with us today.
Yes, I would love to. So I cannot take credit for this activity. My coworker Sam Brady actually shared it with me last school year, and I ended up doing it with all of my mentoring programs because I just think it was great, and the kids were super engaged, as were the mentors. So we call this activity Match Mixtape. So if you think back, maybe, in our younger years when we were listening to cassette players or CD players, I was always making mixtapes for my friends. Up until a couple of years ago, I was making a Christmas holiday CD for my friends with all of my favorite songs and mailing them out. So that's one of my favorite things to do is to think of songs that I love. So with this activity, the students were given prompts for their mixtape. So they had to write out a list of songs with these prompts. So, for example, a love song that you can think of, or a song about friendship, or think of a song that brings back a specific memory, maybe about your family. Think of a pump up song, when you really need to get motivated, what song do you put on? Think of a mellow, chill song. So there's a list of like 12 different prompts for them. And we ask them to write out their list and then share their list of songs with their mentors. And the mentors are doing this at the same time as well, thinking of their mixtape. And then when they're done, we ask them to share the songs and then also talk about why they chose those songs. And while they're doing this, they're playing the songs on their computers or phones, iPads, so that they can really, just share this moment with their bigs and learn about each other and have some fun while they're doing it. Some of the songs they knew they had heard of before, and some of them they had never heard of before. So I think that was also really fun with kind of the different age groups that we work with. The kids may have not heard some of the songs from the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s that we grew up listening to. But also just talking about those moments in life that maybe that song had a part of for them. It seemed like the conversation didn't stop, with this activity. And I think that music can really bring people together and bring back really, really important memories that we've had. So it's one of my favorites.
And yes, knowing you, that would be one of your favorites. I've definitely received a Christmas mixtape before. Um, I think that's just absolutely such a cool way to work together, to learn about each other, to share, to create new memories. I mean, I'm thinking about within Play for Peace communities when they bring together youth who have been previously divided. Having youth find songs that they have in common, and finding out that even though we come from different places or speak different languages, like we still have this thing that unites us, like music. um, it's just such a really, really cool activity, and generational, exactly like you said, and being able to share different songs. And when you come to, when you find a song that means something to you, um, and then having that, when you hear that song, thinking back to that moment and that connection that you built with someone, it's just super, super powerful. So yeah, what about, let's see, I'm trying to think of within schools, within classrooms, how cool an activity like this would be. Having students, at the end of the semester coming up with their semester mixtape and having students write down the songs that mean something to them, which of course, teachers could play during work time. And really being able to bring students together, or even after learning, like after they could come up with different songs that represent like different things that they learn. Like if they learned, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet, for example, in literature, they could find like love songs. But trying to find music that represents their learning, like how that could really become ingrained in their minds and help them remember later on, right? The learning that happened. How could you create a mixtape that would bond a family, and bring people together?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have a big family, or I'm thinking of like a family reunion, having each person pick a song that maybe they think represents the family or makes them think of their family. And then everyone shares, and creating like a mixtape for that either event or just that specific family. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah,
Um,
you could have
and do
like different playlists, right?
yeah,
Like
playlists,
playlists from every year, from like the family reunions.
totally.
And
Yeah.
at the end of a family vacation, like all the songs, especially, how when you, like if you go to different places, sometimes there are different songs that you hear. The family could
Yeah.
create like a family mixtape at the end of vacation that they could put together.
I love that. That would be so fun, especially if you're traveling to other states or other countries, or you're listening to music that you don't normally listen to or hear, in your own home. Um, I mean, there's so many ways to connect to music. So I love that idea.
I love it. Well, and technology makes it so easy today with being able to create playlists on your phone and things like that, and share them with different people and record them. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of similar to like our big dream and our big goal with Kikori, being able to share activities from different educators and facilitators and contributors with teachers and facilitators around the world. So yeah, we would love to add the activity that you brought today onto the app and be able to share it with educators in the future. Again, what we're working on right now is working together with Play for Peace to create a beta app with 100 activities that we will plan to launch on September 21st, so that facilitators within their communities can work together to bring youth from different divides who are divided together, and create compassion, connection, and community. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Ellen, I can't thank you enough for the work that you do and for sharing this activity. And yeah, we'll have to do it together and blog about our experience and the songs we
totally.
come up with.
Yep. I already have a list going in my head, so I'm going to start my mixtape as soon as we're done.